Hey guys, it's me Elisa, and this is my first video coming live, or not live, whatever, from Europe. Hey guys, I made it safely. I'm back in my hometown where I grew up, and I look really bad, but I can explain. We went to a wellness spa today, and you know, if you've ever been to Germany or any place in Europe, nudity is a very big thing. Like, nudity is just as normal as wearing clothes. So, you know, we went to a nude pool, we went to a nude spa, you drink champagne at the nude spa. I had a nude mud bath from head to toe. Like, we just like stripped down and like covered each other up in mud, and it's like really good for your skin. And then you sit under these like UV lights for like 20 minutes and it bakes into your skin, and then you wash it off, and it's so nice. So I'm exhausted, and then I had a lot of alcohol because it's totally legal here, and in the States I have to wait 2 more years. So today I'm like, or I guess ever since I've been here for like 3 days now, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna take advantage of this for as long as I can, because, you know, drinking age is 16, I'm 19, so why not? But I do have a little line of video requests waiting for me, and I'm going to do them in the order that I received them. So this one comes from a boy, and he asked me to keep it anonymous, so I will. I already recorded this video. As y'all know, I always record it multiple times, but I did mess up my wording because I'm not completely sober, but I'm sober enough to like think for sure and like talk. I just, like, my advice was coming out like backwards, like I was saying something that like doesn't make sense at all. But you know, I let myself like breathe a little bit, so I'm totally good, I promise. So without further ado, this is the request, and I already read it, and it's really good. It's about like pride and all that. So it says, "Hi Lisa, let me just start off by saying that I love your videos. I don't know how old you are, but you're a genius when it comes to relationships and how boys and girls work. Thank you so much. I really admire you. Please keep it up. I love receiving comments like that. I cannot thank you enough, and you are totally welcome. I was just wondering, my girlfriend and I were together for almost 2 years, but we broke up a long time ago because we realized we did not get along as well as we used to, and we are both super busy with finding new jobs and going to school, so we broke off the label. But we still talk every now and then. It's just not the same kind of talking. It's small talk, but it's a bit awkward. I still love her, but she doesn't know that. I know she still loves me too, because she promised me she would always love me, but she definitely still expresses it from time to time when she allows herself to. I like how you worded that. I'm afraid she's gonna find someone new and marry him, but I know she wants to be with me. I think this is a matter of pride, but I'm not sure what to do about it. I watched your pride YouTube video and it helped a little, but my scenario is different. Please do a video for me. Thank you so much, and have fun on your trip." Thank you. I definitely am. Best regards, blank. So, hello, Mr. Anonymous Man. I love your request. I love your nice comments, and I love how detailed you put out your situation, and I'm super excited because when I recorded my first video, I already knew exactly what I wanted to say. So, I'm going to start by saying that it sounds like you are banking on just love. Okay, this is going to be like the chapter 1 of this video. Chapter 1, you're banking on love to hold you together, and chapter 2 is you're banking on love to bring y'all back together. So remember that: hold you together, bring you back together. Chapter 1, bring you back to, or hold you together. Oh my god. Love will never hold a couple together. And if you watched my video, Love Doesn't Make It Work, it talks all about how you can't just rely on love. Love will never make a relationship work on its own. It's also trust, it's also honesty, patience, perseverance, hustling through all the problems, hustling through, and when I say hustling, I don't mean like taking money from people or like scamming people. I mean like hustling, like powering through your problems. Like, there's a lot of traits that have to go into it in order to activate love. It's like a chemical reaction. You can't just have one molecule to make a reaction. You need multiple, and that's how it is with love. You need love, you need this and that and this, and with all of that, you know, you'll have the chemical reaction and it will work, but love will never make it work on its own. So if you're wondering why I didn't chapter 1 hold you together, it's because you were just banking on love, and that's not how it works. I'm gonna use your example, or your sentence where you said finding new jobs and going to school is what made it difficult for y'all. Well, for love, you know, Of course, it would be difficult if you're just banking on love. However, if you have that perseverance, like, yeah, even though we're looking for new jobs, I'm still gonna love you through it. Yeah, even though we're getting our degrees, I'm still gonna love you through it. Like, patience. I promise I'll love you while we go to college. I promise I'll love you while we look for new jobs. Like, you need to incorporate all these factors into what you're doing. Like honesty, for example. I promise I will trust you while you're going to school if you're working late hours at night. Like, I trust that you're doing what you say you're doing. Like, you have to incorporate all these factors into your problems in order for them to work, because love will not do it by itself. Love will never work by itself. So that's chapter 1, holding all together. It's not going to work. Chapter 2, bringing all back together. Love will not bring you back together. I hate when people say if it's meant to be, it'll be. Someone walking in the hallway. I'm sorry, it's like 1 a.m. here. Okay, she's in the bathroom. If it's meant to be, it'll be. I don't believe in that. Yes, I believe that, things do happen, but I don't think it'll just happen if you leave it alone. Like, I always believe that in order for things to turn out the way you want them to, you have to work for it. Millionaires don't get what they want by doing nothing unless you're the Kardashians. If you want a nice house or a nice boat or a nice truck, you're gonna have to work your ass off for it. If you want a really good degree, you're gonna have to study hours for it. Like, in order to get things that you want, you have to put in work and not just sit back and let fate do it. Fate's not gonna do anything unless you do. That's how I see it. Like, fate will work in your favor as long as you work for it. So that's chapter 2. You can't bank on love to bring all back together, but it will bring you back together as long as you work for it, and that's not always guaranteed. For example, if you want her back, you can't just say, okay, if she loves me and if I love her, we'll come back together. That's not true. So many people love each other, but they are with other people because they just never were honest about their feelings with one another. They were never honest, and they never came through. So now they're both dating new people, and maybe they're unhappy with them because they never spoke up for what they wanted. Therefore, they both went their separate ways, and they're unhappy. They're mildly unhappy, but they'd be much happier if they were with who they belonged with. That's what I believe. Everyone thinks that they're going to end up with who they're meant to be with. That's not true. You will end up with who you're supposed to be with as long as you put the effort in. If you put the effort in and say, okay, I want to be with you, so I'm going to put the effort in. I'm going to show you that I trust you, and I'm going to make you trust me, and I'm going to do everything I can to make this work. Then it'll work. But it won't just work if you're depending on love, because love does not make it work. I promise you. I know a couple. It's a man that I know. He is married to someone else, but he still loves the woman that he dated before he got married. And he told me, I never told her how I felt. He said, I love this woman that I'm with, but I don't love her like I love this other woman that I never spoke up with. Like, I talked to this man for at least 30 minutes, and he really changed my outlook on everything. He said, I made a mistake. I made a mistake by not confessing my love to her. I made a mistake by not chasing her, because yes, I'm happy with my wife, but I'm not as happy as I could be, and I hate myself for it. So you won't end up with who you're meant to be with. Quit believing that. You will end up with who you put the effort in to be with. And you can't just put in all the effort for one person if they don't put it back. Like, you have to make sure it's a mutual thing. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So don't bank on love to bring all back together. Chapter 2, bank on everything. You're only allowed to give up once you've tried everything. But I doubt you've tried everything, because you didn't even say that you did anything to try to get her back. You just said, you're scared, or I'm afraid she's going to find someone new. What have you done to tell her, look, I still love you. Look, I still want to be with you. Look, I still want to make this work. I realize it's embarrassing sometimes. I realize it's scary. I realize, your families already know you're broken up. Your friends already know. But if your heart is there, you have to follow it. You have to follow your heart, but you have to bring the trust, bring the patience, bring the perseverance, bring the honesty, bring the integrity, bring the fidelity, bring the hustling, like bring it all to the table. And I promise you, if it's meant to be, then it will be, as long as you put in everything you can. It won't be. It will not be if you just rely on fate, and that is a guarantee. Fate will not do crap for you unless you do crap for it, and that's something I'm a firm believer of. I know so many couples who are not meant to be together. They're just together because they're too afraid to chase after what they want, and I refuse to let you or anybody else fall down that road after I've given them, given them the advice that there is another way. I promise you, if you don't speak up for her, if you don't follow your heart, if you don't chase after her, if you still love her, you will end up with someone else, and so will she. And maybe you guys both will be happy, but you will not be the level of happiness that is out there. You won't be the level of happiness that God originally had for you. God is offering you this, but because you're not willing to work for it, you're right here. But I promise you, if you're too lazy to put in that extra work, you're going to stay down here. But if you one day muster up and grow some balls and say, okay, I'm coming, you better hang on tight because I'm going to confess my love to you, you'll be right up here where God put you, only if it's meant to be, because that's what fate has for you. Someone's in the hallway. I think they're eavesdropping on me. But anyways, that's really all I need to say. You said, I know she still loves me and I still love her. Well, if both of y'all love each other, that's the starting molecule. So if you are both willing to bring the other molecules to the table, the work, the effort, the perseverance, all the traits that I've named, if you're both willing to bring that, it will work out. But it won't work out if only one of you guys are willing to bring it, and it won't work out if none of you guys are willing to bring it. It's only going to work out if both of y'all say, okay, we love each other, check one. Now all we have to do is just add all the other stuff, and it's going to work, and we're going to be all the way up here and not down here. So don't settle. Don't settle, because you'll regret it and you'll end up unhappy, just like that man that I talked to for 30 minutes. I really think that's all I have to say. So if you've watched 13 Reasons Why, I know that a lot of people hate that show. There's a lot of controversy against it. But I did watch the series in 2 days, and although I do agree that a lot of the scenes in there are very gruesome and probably inappropriate, I do agree with one of the underlying plots in the show, that if you love somebody, tell them. If Clay would have just told Hannah, I love you, she would have still been alive, along with all the other things that happened, but she would have still been alive, because love changes things only if you put the effort in. Clay was willing to put the effort in for Hannah, Hannah was willing to put the effort in for Clay, but neither of them, they were both too afraid to admit it. I promise you, if you admit it, if you come clean about your feelings, everything will change. Have you ever thought about how different your life would be if you were to come out of hiding and just fess up to the person that you really have those feelings for? The person that you constantly dream about, or the person that you constantly think about, or the person that, when you lay your head on your pillow at night, you can't stop thinking about them. Your mind always drifts back to them. The person who, when you're done dating someone, or when you come back from a really crappy date, you're like, oh, damn, I really miss so-and-so. The person who, when you're at a family dinner and everyone's laughing about old memories, your mind goes back to the time when you were with that person and everything was better. That's the person who you're meant to be with, most of the time. So how different would it be for you if you just fessed up and said, look, I don't care if I get shut down. I don't care if I make a fool of myself. Life's too short. If I fess up or if I don't fess up, I'm still going to end up 6 feet under one day. The only difference is I'll either end up 6 feet under with regrets or without. So say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. And I promise you, whether it works out or it fails, you did everything you can do, and you will no longer wonder, what if? What if? I made sure of that for myself. I did not want to continue living day to day saying, what if this? What if that? What if I would have said how I felt? What if I would have told him that I still love him? What if I would have this? What if I would have that? I did not want to live with the what ifs anymore. So I told my ex-boyfriend everything I needed to say. And, I put the ball in his court, and I left. And things didn't turn out the way that they could have. But at least I don't wonder anymore. I don't wonder what if this, what if that, because all the stress is off my shoulders. fate won't do anything for me unless I do something for it. So now that I know I did what I could do, I don't have to worry about fate anymore, because like I can't think straight enough for what I want to say, but like, you have to do everything that you can do in order to stop wondering. As long as you do your part, the rest will do its. I did my part, and now the rest is in whoever's hands, God's hands, the universe's hands, whoever you believe in, whatever you believe in. The rest is in their hands as long as you do your effort, because I promise, life isn't just about like getting and receiving. It's also about giving. You have to give effort, you have to give attempts, you have to give, sometimes you have to give yourself away, or like embarrass yourself, or do whatever you need to do, step outside the box in order to get results back. And I promise you, ever since I said what I needed to say, I feel good. I have no regrets anymore. If anything, the ball is in his court. He's the one with the stress now. He's the one who has to worry if he ever changes his mind. Oh snap, I'm the one who has to make a move now. Like, as long as you do what you need to do, the rest will fall into place. But you can't just sit back and let it fall into place for you. You have to hustle. You have to do your part, and then you can relax. So that's pretty much all I need to say. If you still love her, you have the igniting spark. And then the rest, it'll all work out the way it's supposed to, as long as you promise to do the work. And don't do too much work. Just give her enough to work with, and she can either decide to shoot you down, or she can decide to play along with it. But either way, you're going to be able to lay your head down at night and say, no more wondering, no more what if, no more, but what about no? You did what you can do. The rest is up to whoever you believe in. So that's pretty much all I need to say. Thank you again for all the kind words. Just put yourself out there. There's nothing bad that can come out of it. Only good. Only good, because I promise you, let's say if she doesn't love you, if she doesn't want you back, that answer is already there. It's already there. Her answer, her feelings, the future, it's already there. And nothing you do will change it. Whatever you do will only make you figure it out. It's kind of like blacklighting. Like, remember if you write something in lemon juice and you shine a light on it? Well, let's say the answer is already written on the wall. Whether you shine the black light on it or you don't, you just continue to hide from it and ignore it. The answer is already there. You can't change it. All you can do is figure out what it says. You can either figure out that she doesn't love you anymore, or figure out that she does, or you can never know. But you won't lose anything by shining the light on it. Matter of fact, you'll gain knowledge. You'll gain a whole new perspective. You'll gain confidence and courage. Like, there's nothing bad that comes out of stepping up. Stepping up will change your life. If Clay would have stepped up, Hannah would have still been alive. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. And thank you so much for the request. I will try to do the other ones, but I am on vacation, so I can't promise I'll do them instantly. But that's pretty much it. So thank y'all so much. Bye.